In this lesson, I'm just going to bring your awareness to a specific option we just enabled in the follow settings, and it's all to do with if you're trying to target another language. So just to explain what I'm on about here, I'm in the tools on the sidebar. I'm just going to come into more tools to open up the Instagram account that we have here. And then if I just sort of scroll to the bottom here in under our user filters, we can obviously say that we want to target a specific language. And right now we have it set to English, which is completely fine because let's, just say, for example, I want to target English people, which is great. But let's say, for example, you wanted to actually target, let's say just Danish people instead. You wanted to target Danish speaking users on Instagram. Now, I want to just explain how Jarvee goes about finding these people, because some, students in the course have said, "Hey, Aaron, like I've enabled Danish, for example, but I'm still following like English people. It's not actually really working that well." So yeah, what you've done is obviously selected Danish. What you actually need to do after you've done this is come into your settings on the sidebar, so into settings, and then we want to go into our social platforms tab just here at the top. Make sure we click on social platforms. And then we obviously have different options. We're on Instagram right here, so we'll click Instagram. And then just down the bottom here, there is an option that says show male/female names. And even if we actually hover over this, it says this is the list of names that are used when using the gender filtering. And then it says, feel free to add or remove different names from this list. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit so we can see what's going on. So right now our English is actually set, our language is set to English. And as you can see, even my name is actually at the start, first name in the baby book. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But yep, we've got all the English names in here. And as you can add names, remove names. But the issue is if, let's say, for example, we want to target those Danish speaking users, it's empty. So there is actually not really anything to filter between here. So what you'll have to do is actually go out onto Google, find those certain gender names. So this obviously works as well for, like French names, etc. And you're going to actually you're going to need to add them into these two boxes. Yes, it seems a bit like a pain, but if you really do want to, really narrow down your targeting on Jarvee to actually, find these users, this is where you can come to start adding in those usernames. So that once you have added them, I'm just going to close mine here and we'll go back to tools. Once you have added them, in your follow settings, when you choose that specific language, it is going to actually look for those names in that person's username itself. So yeah, that's how it works. It's going to sort of help you figure things out here, because it is pretty important to know if you do select a different language here.